But before we get into that, man, I want to know how you got your taste into the ball pythons. Like, who mentored you, who kind of groomed you, and or if there's anything like anybody you want to give props to, that's fine. But give us a little bit of like background on the history into the projects you're working with now, because you're working with heat. Somebody had to give you good advice on your investments and all that stuff. So,
yeah. So the first like real ball pythons I bought were from Justin Kabelka in like 2013. I got into the pied game from him. And I think 2013 was maybe before he was like super, top of the game. Like he was still kind of up and coming at that point, although he was like starting to break away.
yeah.
So I think he had time to like answer all my dumb beginner questions at the time. So he was big. He was big to my success. Like I asked that dude so many questions, and props to him for really answering, pretty much every question I had. He'd figure out how to answer it one way or another.
Yeah.
And then Oz is another guy because he's local. He's about 30 minutes from me. So I bought some stuff from him in 2014. And I mean, I don't have to tell you what kind of guy Oz is, because but he has so much info, and not only about snakes either. He's just a good dude to know and good dude to talk to.
So man.
Yeah, so those two guys really, like, I can't thank them enough for. And even still, like, Oz is still a good friend, and I see him relatively frequently, and he still just helps me out with all kinds of stuff.
Now, since we're talking about Oz, when did you because obviously you picked up some heat off Oz, but I mean, I don't think it's the first time you've picked up a snake off Oz. I mean, how long have you been picking up heat off Oz for?
So I bought in 2014, I bought some Orange Dream Pied stuff from Oz, and that kind of kicked off my OD project. So 2014, so 6 years ago.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And then this is pretty sure this is some Aussie work right here, right? Am I tripping?
Oh yeah, man. Dude.
So,
dude, I don't know. you got to ask him, man. That's like an Orange Dream, super OD Fire, Yellow Belly Clown, or some shit like that. But I'm sure I'm wrong. That dude, he produces the craziest stuff.
You probably dropped a fucking house payment on this snake, and you don't even know what it is.
I didn't buy that. That's at his place. I was just taking pictures, man.
Oh shit, my bad. Okay, so that's his spot. My bad. I thought you picked this up, and I was like, okay, damn, my bad. Okay.
I don't think he'd sell that one.
This looks like a holdback, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, his holdback rack just fucking blows your mind.
I need to go back. I need to go visit that fool.
Yeah, come visit Maryland, man. Come visit Maryland.
Yeah, I will, man. I got family back east. I normally go back east, visit a lot of family in PA. Got some family in New York. My mom used to live in Annapolis, so I've been to Maryland. I've actually.
Oh shit, dude! That's where I'm from, Annapolis. Yeah, my folks live in Annapolis.
Beautiful. My mom had a boat out there. We used to go sailing, man. Oh my god, we had the bombest blue crab I've ever had. I mean, I think I've only had blue crab out in Maryland, but Maryland's where it's at, man. Beautiful spot.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever leave Maryland.
Yeah, I mean, I personally couldn't, because I'm from California. I don't have real seasons. I have fucking my luxurious weather, and I can't do cold, bro. I'll break.
Yeah, it's cold as shit now, man. It's starting to get there.
Good topic. Let's talk about your preparation and what you do for the cold front, man, because it gets stupid cold where you're from. That cold enough to where if shit goes wrong, it could destroy a collection. Obviously this isn't your first year. You've had years of practices and learning on what you should do to keep your room warm. Like, what are the good practices you use to make sure and ensure that your room's fucking heated and you're not having any issues and whatnot?
Yeah, so I mean, luckily the fact that I live kind of inside the DC Beltway pretty much guarantees if there's like a catastrophic power failure, like we always get service back real quick. Yeah. But I mean, there's always a chance, like if I had eggs in the incubator or something. So basically, long story short, right? Like a generator, like if you have a collection big enough, you can go get like a small portable gas powered generator that can run, like a handful of racks in your incubator, no problem.
Right.
And just keep like, 5-gallon tubs of gas in your garage or whatever. And if shit goes south,
you'll be ready.
Fire it up. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of, at some point, spending $1,500 on a generator when you've got a collection worth, who knows how much.
Thousands probably, yeah.
It's just, you got to do it. Yeah.
And, like, the money's one thing, but it's like the hard work you put in to even get that collection. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, dude, huge. That's huge. Like, I don't even care about the money, man. My heart would be broken if I lost my collection.
For reals, bro. Like that, it really the money would eventually sink in after the fact that I lost my fucking heart, my blood, sweat, and tears. Like, you know what I mean? And knock on wood, obviously, I don't want to, I'm not trying to, even bring this up to, jinx this on anybody. It's just important to, to be prepared for shit like that, because,
yeah,
even I want to get a generator, and I don't ever get colder nights than fucking 50 degrees over here, but you just never know. You never know. You just always have to have a plan for a plan and plan in this hobby. That's what I feel like,
Yeah, big time. So generator, good thermostats, just do it. Don't scamp people. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, this isn't a hobby to do shortcuts for sure. And I feel like, that's why I kind of like, true other, like working with other species other than ball pythons could kind of tell you if someone's a shortcutter or not. Because you can shortcut here and there with ball pythons, like you can, like it's not, you know what I mean? Like you could fucking feed the shit out of one, or there's just little things you can do that won't fucking kill a ball python right then and there. You do that shit to a green tree python or something else, that thing's gone. You know what I mean? But those are just, no shortcuts. Shortcuts. Even in ball pythons, man, shortcuts are just easy to see. You can tell when someone's taking shortcuts.
Yeah. Ball pythons are fucking easy, dude. Ball pythons are not hard when it comes to reptiles, particularly.
They're tanks. They're tanks, dude. It takes a lot. You have to be a negligent motherfucker to kill a ball python. Like it's, obviously unless it's a freak accident, then that happens. But so I'd say, man, people love animals. I love animals too, and luckily, I'm so far I'm shown that I could keep animals alive. And they're doing. But there's people out there who don't show the same kind of attention that other people really love animals do. And that's what shows that, hey, maybe you shouldn't breed. Maybe you probably shouldn't do this because you're not obviously fucking showing the attention that it needs. Like, you got to be in this, man. It's not like a halfway in, halfway out type of thing. It's basically becomes a lifestyle, right?
Oh, huge. Big time, man. Yeah. And you've got to you can leave, for like a week max and you'll be okay, but don't do that too often,
Yeah.
You can't. You got to be willing to sacrifice. You got to be home taking care of your animals.
You said that, Will, because dude, listen to that. You could literally if you have an established collection, you could literally, not recommended, but you could literally leave that collection for fucking 7 days and they'll still be alive. I mean, it's not recommended, like Will's saying. But if it happens to happen, you'll be okay. Mm-hmm. You cannot do that with a lot of other species. You know what I mean? And they'll be alive. But I'll tell you what, my little thing right now with, man, it sucks. I feel like I'm talking about this every podcast now, but it's nothing against retics. I love retics. But for instance, the retics, right? Mm-hmm. Which I know you have retics, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. You have super dwarfs. My only headache when I leave now, Will, is who the fuck can I trust to take care of my retics? Because the thing is, a retic will shit any day, anytime. It just shits and piss, like a big one. They're fucking weird. They'll just shit and piss. I have snakes that if they shit and piss, they go wild in that enclosure. They don't sit still. They want to get the fuck out of there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if you have that thing going on, if you do that to a tick for so long, they start pushing, their face starts to get fucked up. It becomes a mess. You come home to a mess. And man, it's really hard to find someone who you trust and know that won't hurt themselves taking care of 11, 12 big ass retics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's why I'm like, I'm thinking about this now, which that's my mistake. I should have thought about that fucking a long time ago. You know what I mean? But
dude, that's low-key one of the most difficult parts about this hobby, right? Is like the stress around making sure that everything is going to be cared for properly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can never stress that. You can never stress too much that, because hello, it's like your children, your kids, you're going to make sure they're fine. You know, I could go a day or two maybe with me having a peace of mind and doing what I'm doing, but after that, I'm losing sleep. I need to get home. I need to look at my collection, and it's crazy,
Yep.
bro. I can't enjoy it. I really can't enjoy a vacation anymore. I can't.
Yeah, no, it's hard. You're thinking about your animals. I do the same thing.
And I'm cool with that. Like that, I'm willing to sacrifice that because how much greatness this hobby brings me. It's a big joy that I can't really ever repay. But I've talked to other breeders who've been in this game a lot longer than I have, and you know, I'm talking about breeders who have snakes that fucking like you would never believe. Like, man, they started a legacy with these snakes, but they're already thinking about a retirement because they want to finally be able to enjoy their lives. That's crazy, man. To think that, you know, but that makes sense too. Like, yeah, I mean, like, person's probably, you know, at that age where he wants to go with his wife and not have to worry about if